Welcome to Calm Desk. There are seasons in life where you feel stuck, where nothing seems to change. Even though you're trying so hard, you show up, you think, you reflect, but still, you feel like you're standing in the same place. But here's something we forget: growth is often quiet, subtle, almost invisible while it's happening. And yet, it's there in the smallest choices, in the quietest moments, in the versions of you that keeps growing, going, even without applause. Today, I want to gently walk you through tiny signs that you're growing in ways you can't see yet. Signs that don't feel dramatic or obvious, but are quietly reshaping your entire life. You pause before reacting. A younger version of you reacted instantly, defensively, emotionally, impulsively. You felt the need to respond right away to everything. But now you take a moment. That one tiny pause is actually a massive transformation. It means you're creating space between emotion and action. It means you're not letting every feeling drag you by the hand. It means you've developed emotional self control, even on days when you don't feel strong. This quiet shift is a sign of wisdom, of maturity, of a mind that's learning to steady itself. If you've started pausing, even for a breath, you're growing. You don't chase people anymore. You used to over explain yourself. You used to fight to keep people in your life. You used to bend just to be enough for everyone. But now, you've stopped running after people who walk away. You've stopped begging for clarity. You've stopped trying to prove your worth to those who never valued it. This is growth, deep internal growth. Because you finally learned that anyone who truly wants to stay does. Letting go isn't cold, it's self respect. And if you're becoming more selective with your energy, that's a sign that the relationship you're fixing first is the one you have with yourself. You're comfortable being alone in ways you weren't before. There was a time when silence felt uncomfortable, when being alone meant being lonely, when you constantly needed noise, people, distraction. But now, you don't mind your own company. You can sit with your thoughts without drowning in them. You can spend a quiet evening alone and feel peaceful. You can go for a walk without reaching for your phone. You actually enjoy the calm. This is a powerful shift because when you stop fearing solitude, you stop accepting the wrong company. Aloneness has become a space where you recharge, not a void you need to fill. That's growth. You leave messages unanswered without guilt. You used to feel guilty for not replying immediately, as if your worth depended on constant availability, as if people would be upset if you weren't always on. But now, you're okay with responding when you're ready, not out of avoidance, but out of self respect. You're choosing intentional communication over forced, exhausted replies. You're choosing honesty with yourself over pleasing others. The world may not notice this shift, but you do. And it's reshaping your relationships in healthy, sustainable ways. Your triggers don't control you like they used to. Think about something that used to upset you constantly and instantly: a tone of voice, a comment, a memory, a situation. Now notice how your reaction has changed. Maybe you take a breath. Maybe you stay calm. Maybe you no longer feel the need to defend yourself. This is growth so subtle that most people don't even recognize that they've achieved it. Healing doesn't mean you feel nothing. Healing means you feel it and choose differently. You're responding with awareness, not survival instincts. You're learning to understand your emotions instead of fighting them. This kind of quiet emotional regulation is one of the clearest signs that you're becoming a stronger version of yourself. You don't need closure as much anymore. You used to crave explanations. You wanted answers, clarity, apologies. You wanted people to tell you why before you could move forward. But now you're starting to realize that closure is an inside job. People may never give you the explanations you deserve. They may never acknowledge the ways they hurt you. They may never understand their impact on your life. And somehow, you're learning to walk away anyway. Not because you don't care, but because you care about your peace more. This is growth. Real, profound growth. The kind that doesn't look dramatic, but feels like a quiet freedom inside your chest. Growth rarely announces itself, it whispers. It shows up in micro choices, in tiny pauses, in moments no one praises you for. But these tiny signs, they're proof that you're not stuck, you're not failing, you're not behind. You're becoming someone softer, stronger, more aware, and more aligned with who you are meant to be. You are growing, even on the days you feel like you're not moving at all. Keep going. Your future self is proud of you already.